Number 9.
The Jags. You can't run on them. And Liam Cohen has done wonders for Trevor Lawrence's confidence. He's running more. They have the #1 scoring offense and #2 scoring defense on their 5-game winning streak. Do I trust them in a big spot? No. But this is the closest version of the Trevor Lawrence we all fell in love with at Clemson. I have the Jags at 9.
No. The Jacksonville Jaguars have finally made it into Colin Cowherd's top 10 herd hierarchy. I've got to give a huge shout out to the Jacksonville Jaguars fan base right now. Yesterday, I made a video where I explained that I haven't been able to make many Jaguars videos because, frankly, when I do, nobody watches them. So before I dive into today's topic, I'm going to ask you, the Jacksonville Jaguars fans, directly. Please watch this full-length video and subscribe to the channel. When you guys do that, the views go through the roof, the subscriber count skyrockets, and it puts me in a position where I can genuinely create great Jacksonville Jaguars content that people will actually watch. I can't emphasize this point enough. It's not just about chasing views for the sake of views. It's not just about chasing subscriber numbers. It's about creating the kind of content that people genuinely want to watch, that they want to be a part of, so we can have real discussions. I'm just one person. It's just me here. I only have so much time and energy in a day. So there are times when I have to make a choice. Am I going to make a video about a topic that people want to watch and discuss? Or am I going to make another video that not many people are going to watch? I've created a whole bunch of Jacksonville Jaguars videos in the past, and they would get maybe 499 views, 313 views, 835 views, 727 views. They'd get like 21 comments, and a bunch of those comments were probably just me replying. It was just nothing. For example, I made what I thought was an awesome video about Trevor Lawrence having the potential to be a top 5 quarterback. I did a nice little deep dive talking about what Liam Cohen was going to bring to the offense and to Trevor. Only 313 people watched it initially. Again, it's not just about chasing views. I want to create content that people want to see. But now, after making that plea to the fan base in my last video, that same video has become the most watched Jacksonville Jaguars video I've ever made. As I'm recording this, it's at 3,100 views. I'm sure by the time you watch this, it'll be well over 4,000 views, with 116 new subscribers and awesome, excited comments flooding in. Everything is trending up. And now, because of that engagement, I get to confidently make another Jaguars video, feeling like people are actually going to watch it. Though, let's be honest, this one could still be a dud where I'm talking to no one again. So once more, please follow the instructions like you did last time. Watch the full video, subscribe, all that good stuff. I won't go through the whole speech again because you just saw what happened last time. This upcoming game is such a great one to talk about. This is exactly what I'm so excited about now, being able to talk to Jaguars fans about a game like this. Because going up against the Denver Broncos at this point in the season is the ultimate barometer game for them. I mean, it really is. Over these last 5 games, Trevor Lawrence has arguably been the best quarterback in the NFL. Won 200 yards, 8.6 yards per attempt, 13 touchdowns, and only 4 interceptions. Think about how Nick Wright has been praising Matthew Stafford week after week after week, and Stafford deserves a ton of praise, no doubt about it. He has Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp, Sean McVay, etc. And yet, Trevor Lawrence is putting up stats that are better or at least completely comparable. Their passer ratings are nearly identical, 107 to 107.2. I'm not trying to reduce everything to just statistics. I hate doing that. But the point I'm trying to make is that this Jaguars team has very much been flying under the radar. A big part of that, I believe, is that they don't have any of those true, iconic, signature wins yet. They had a little bit of a moment against the Chiefs, but that was so short-lived, because the Chiefs obviously aren't the Chiefs we've known. And even that game was wild. Watching that game-winning drive was simultaneously the best and worst thing I've ever seen. It was just crazy. Now, you're going up against the Denver Broncos. Bo Nix has been awesome on a heater. Their defense is great. If you, the Jaguars, beat the Broncos on the road, everything changes. Now you're in a position to actually compete for the #1 seed. You'll need some help, no doubt, but it's on the table. You own some key tiebreakers. It puts you in a fantastic situation to solidify yourself. Maybe not as the #1, but certainly as the #2 seed instead of the #3 seed. Really important stuff for the playoffs. I'm telling you right now, A win like this sends a signal to the team itself. We can talk about the fans all day, but it sends a message to the players and the entire organization. Everyone always says they believe in themselves. We believe we can be the best, yada yada. But there's a fundamental difference between believing and knowing. I actually just discussed a clip from Broncos defensive back Pat Surtain too, where he talked about how going into their game against the Packers, the team was saying all week, "This is a big game." I loved that he said that because people, fans, analysts, even players, always try to downplay important games, saying, "It's just another game." That's usually nonsense. My philosophy is this. If you, as a fan sitting at home, feel like it's a big game and you're nervous or excited, I promise you they feel it too in that locker room. If you're sitting there thinking, "I believe in this team, but I still need to see a little bit more," that's exactly how they feel too. So believe me, they're starting to build confidence. They're starting to feel great. They're looking around the league saying, "Hey, we can do this. Why not us?" Especially in a season like this. And beating a team like the Broncos? I'm telling you, every single person remotely involved with the Jacksonville Jaguars franchise, from the head coach to the position coaches, from the stars to the people mopping the floors, from the chefs to Trevor Lawrence and Liam Cohen, they're now going to start to truly believe. You get a different level of focus, a different intensity. It's like, whoa, this is happening. This is real. Everything just feels more vivid, more tangible. Right now, things are still slightly hazy, slightly uncertain. But you beat the Broncos, and suddenly it's, yeah, man, we're ready. A win like this also makes you completely forget about getting rocked by the Los Angeles Rams earlier in the season. That game is probably, to this day, the angriest I've ever been watching a football game. I was so frustrated because it was pathetic football. Drops, poor throws, just terrible execution. I remember wanting to channel Stephen A. Smith and yell, "You should be ashamed of yourselves." But if you beat the Broncos, that Rams game just becomes a fart in the wind. It becomes nothing. You just brush it off. Yeah, whatever. We were in London. It was weird. Teams lay eggs sometimes. You take care of business against Denver, and you're officially on the map. And listen, the Broncos are a great team. I believe in the Broncos through the roof. I talked about this in my Broncos video from a playoff perspective. What's so great about this season's playoff picture is that we had such strong, established ideas about who the Ravens, Bills, Chiefs, and Bengals were. When they play each other, you kind of know what to expect. But I have zero idea what to expect from a potential Jaguars versus Broncos AFC Championship game. I have no idea what that looks like. I don't know what Bo Nix and Trevor Lawrence going toe-to-toe looks like. I have no idea what a Liam Cohen versus Sean Payton coaching matchup looks like. And that's awesome. It's really, really awesome. Colin said in his clip that this is the version of Trevor Lawrence we expected when he was drafted. I actually disagree with that. I don't think Trevor Lawrence is still quite playing at the level I believe he's ultimately capable of. It's funny, because I make a lot of clips about Nick Wright's First Things First, and people always wrongly accuse me of just wanting to disagree with Nick or hating him. That's not true. One of my go-to examples to prove that is that I've always agreed with him about Trevor Lawrence's potential. One of my main takes in the offseason was that with Liam Cohen going to Jacksonville, Trevor was going to be significantly better and the Jags would be a much better team. They've been able to pull off wins and go on a nice streak, but I still don't think they're playing the absolute highest quality football they can. I still don't think Trevor is playing at the peak of what I believe he can be. That's why earlier in the season, even when they were winning, I wasn't doing a victory lap or saying, "I told you so," because it didn't feel like they were winning in the dominant, complete way I envisioned. So if they can actually solidify that vision, if Trevor can lock into that highest level and the whole team is truly on the same page, that's a scary thought. You're talking about a complete 180-degree turnaround. I think this game against the Broncos is the first real chance to show that, to prove it. To prove you're not just a feisty team with some good players, a good coach, and a talented but inconsistent quarterback who can make big plays but also hurt you. This game defines where you land on that spectrum. This is the first real chance this season, with this newer, more worked-out version of the Jaguars, to play against a true top team in the NFL. A proven team. A team that has won a lot of big games, home and away. A team whose quarterback is playing the best football of his career. You're getting the best version of the Broncos. This isn't a game with caveats like, Well, we played the Rams, but that was a terrible version of us. No, you're at the point in the season where you need to be playing your best football, and now you're facing another team playing its best football. A team that happens to have the best record in the entire NFL, not just the AFC. It's the ultimate, perfect barometer right now to ask, who are the Jacksonville Jaguars? And who is Trevor Lawrence right now? And you get to find out the answer a couple of weeks before the playoffs. If you get the answer you want, you also put yourself in a position to potentially get the number 1 or number 2 seed, which can go a really long way. Especially if you're talking about a number 2 seed, you could secure home field advantage for a couple of rounds. Look at what happened with the Philadelphia Eagles last year. Home field advantage all the way through the wild card, divisional round, and NFC championship. In a season unfolding like this one, even the number 3 seed could be sitting pretty. Who knows? Someone has to play a dangerous team like the Bills as a number 7 seed, which could be really harmful. There's just so much variation. The Jaguars are in a truly fascinating spot right now, and I'm excited to talk about it. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Denver Broncos? The fact that they're also officially ranked in Colin's herd hierarchy. I wonder when the last time was that the Jags were ranked there. It's got to be a few years, I assume. Was it when Trevor made the playoffs that one year? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get into some discussions. Let's get into some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. As I said, we're building an amazing community here, and I'd absolutely love to see you be a part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.